I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Terence Crawford. I mean, skill-wise, I give him, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo.
With Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
Terence Crawford just went off on Canelo Alvarez, live on air, making it clear why he believes he's the better fighter. Crawford stated that while Canelo might have the size and power advantage, he himself has the edge in speed reach, and most importantly, skill. He confidently said that the opponents Canelo has beaten in the past weren't as strong or as skillful as him, though he meant no disrespect to them. Crawford also addressed the doubts people have about him stepping up to fight Canelo, saying, "That's exactly what fuels his determination."
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo though?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
He acknowledged Canelo as a great fighter, but emphasized that pure boxing skills set him apart with his precise technique and ability to adapt. Crawford believes he can outbox Canelo in the ring, whether the fight happens or not. Crawford is making sure everyone knows he's ready for the challenge. Jeff Mayweather shared his thoughts on an upcoming showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing the contrast in their styles and what it would take for Crawford to win.
Terence Crawford. I mean, skill-wise, I give him, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo, but Canelo is also a great fighter but he owns that weight class that he's in. So I would just say that I think that Crawford has to fight almost a perfect fight to win, and take advantage of Canelo's mistakes.
According to Mayweather skill-wise, Crawford has the edge, but Canelo is a dominant force in his weight class that makes the challenge much greater for Crawford, who would have to fight a near-perfect fight to secure a victory. One key point Mayweather highlighted is that both fighters are aging, and at this stage in their careers, it's uncertain when either might begin to decline, while both remain among the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. The question:
both guys are aging, and you never know. You never know when they're going to show their age. So it could be either one of them that does that. But I mean, I just lean toward Crawford because I just think dude has so many skills, and I mean, I just see that him possibly winning the fight by decision, but could also lose a close decision.
Of who is closer to their prime could play a major role in the outcome. A slight drop in sharpness from either fighter could be the deciding factor in a highly competitive bout. Mayweather sees a path to victory for Crawford primarily through his superior skill set and ability to capitalize on Canelo's mistakes.
Believe we had the Crawford. It looked like we had the Crawford. We were talking about that. Can a really great small guy beat a really good big guy? You know, we were getting into that mind frame again. Some people were saying, "Oh, Canelo's too big, forget it." But we were getting into the right mind frame, the right with this great sweet science, with this sport that goes back longer than any other sport in the world, where catch weights used to be in the 20s to 30. Little guys beat big guys, and it wasn't that unusual. So we were starting to get into that frame of thinking. okay, can this great guy Crawford, can he, instead of looking at it as a disadvantage that Canelo is so big?
However, he also acknowledges that it could be a razor-close fight, where Crawford might win by decision or just as easily lose by a close margin. The challenge of moving up multiple weight classes for Crawford is significant, but if he can maintain his speed and precision while handling Canelo's power, he has a real shot at victory. Ultimately, the fight would come down to execution. Canelo's experience at higher weight classes gives him a physical advantage, but Crawford's boxing IQ and adaptability could help him overcome that. If the fight happens, it would be a fascinating clash of skill versus size, with Crawford needing to outbox and outthink Canelo over 12 rounds.
That maybe he'd be too smart, too slick, too quick, you know what I mean? Too special in those areas, not to allow Canelo to use his size and his counterpunching and everything else. And that's what the Sweet Science is about. You know, it's not supposed to be just about, letting a bull run out into the bull ring and then wait until the matador puts a spear in. It's supposed to be about the bull actually having a chance to outslick the matador, which don't happen too often. So now we were starting to get into interesting grounds. Okay, people were buying into it. Yeah.
To emerge victorious, the analogy he used was powerful. Boxing shouldn't just be like bullfighting, where the matador inevitably slaughters the bull. Sometimes the bull has a chance to outmaneuver the matador, even if it's rare. That's what made the idea of this fight. Intriguing people were starting to believe it was possible. However, Atlas hinted at his frustration with the sport, suggesting that just when boxing builds excitement, something always seems to derail it. He didn't specify exactly what, but his words reflected the sport's history of missed opportunities and politics, getting in the way of great matchups. Conor Benn's take on Crawford versus Canelo highlights the razor-thin margins in this upcoming fight. Ben believes Terence.
With Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
But not 68.
Nah, Benavidez is...
Canelo. Yeah.
Oh, Canelo. I think he's a smart fighter. He doesn't rely on his power. Crawford ain't a fighter who just relies on his power. And then Canelo, when he's fought Belenga, then fought Ryder, Munguia, it's even. I think it'd be a 50-50 fight if Crawford fought Canelo.
Crawford has the ability to dominate anyone between 154 and 160 pounds because of his elite skill set, adaptability, and ring IQ. However, when it comes to Canelo, the equation changes. Unlike other opponents, Canelo is not just powerful, he is highly skilled, experienced, and battle-tested against some of the best fighters in the world. Ben is essentially saying that while Crawford's skill gives him an advantage against most fighters in that weight range, Canelo is a different kind of challenge. Canelo has proven he can handle slick technical boxes and also possesses the power to change a fight with a single punch. Crawford, on the other hand, is not just a power puncher. He is a master technician who wins fights through intelligence, precision, and strategy. This makes the matchup so intriguing. It's not just about size or power, but about who can better implement their game plan. Joe Rogan praised Saudi Arabia's impact on boxing, emphasizing how
good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Turki Al-Sheikh has played a key role in bringing elite fighters together for matchups that fans have long wanted to see. He acknowledged that Saudi Arabia has elevated the sport by making the biggest fights happen, regardless of traditional obstacles. Like promotional disputes or network conflicts, Rogan also expressed his belief that Terence Crawford has what it takes to defeat Canelo Alvarez, dismissing concerns about weight classes. In his view, Crawford's skill level is so high that it can Overcome any physical disadvantages, Rogan sees boxing as more than just a battle of size and power. It's about technique, precision, and strategy, he believes. Crawford possesses those qualities at an elite level, making him capable of handling a bigger opponent like Canelo. Crawford has consistently demonstrated his ability to adjust to any style, outthink his opponents, and execute flawless game plans. In the ring, while Canelo is a proven champion with experience against top fighters, Rogan sees Crawford's technical superiority as the key factor in his eyes.